What's going on, guys? It's Jamie here and welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we're doing a what if scenario. Chelsea get all the players they are desiring to get this transfer window. We're going to see where they finish in the league, if I'd make any more signings, who I would sell if I was Frank Lampard, because Chelsea got a lot of dead within the squad. I think we can all agree to that. You got people like Danny Drinkwater still there. Maybe even Loftus-Cheek deserves a loan because he's not going to get much game time. You got Batshuayi. You got a lot of players that just don't make the grade at Chelsea anymore for one reason or another. Maybe they don't fit into the system. They're just not the best players for the Premier League. You got people like Christensen who's just too weak, like physically, to challenge in the Premier League. Does very well in the Bundesliga. Probably did very well in most countries, but he probably isn't enough physical enough for the Premier League. Obviously Chelsea have gone a bit mad with their signings this season, and personally I don't think it's going to go well. I know everyone's tipping them to win the league or at least challenge, but you've got an inexperienced Premier League manager, you've got a lot of new players with a lot of new languages in the squad. You're going to cause some unrest by dropping first team players with the new signings, so I don't think they're going to finish as well as everyone thinks this season, but we're going to use this career mode to see if I'm right or wrong. You can see me listing players that are just not good enough for the club. Me recalling all the players that are on loan because, well, it's technically a new season now, so they'll be back at the club. I left Kennedy out on loan because he's just not good enough. He's probably going to be loaned out again this season, so it just made sense to keep him out on loan. People like Lewis Baker had potential at one point, just never lived up to it. Pasalac is now signed for Atalanta permanently, so I've left him out on loan because just realism. Van Ginkel I wasn't sure what to do with because he's a good player, but injuries have ruined his career. Gallagher's gone out on loan again, I believe, so I've just left him out on loan. Izzy Brown as well, never going to make it. I was umming and ahhing with Ross Barkley and what to do with him because with all the new attacking midfielders they brought in, he's probably fourth choice unless they drop him deeper, but I feel like he could be sold this summer. I don't know who would sign him because he's like quite a niche player, but also hasn't lived up to the hype he once had, so he's kind of a tough one to sign, but I do believe he's probably going to leave. I don't know where he's going to end up in the Premier League. I like to see him as maybe a Southampton player because he's tenacious and they like to press a lot. As you can see, Gilmore's gone out on loan because he's definitely not going to get much opportunity this season. Michy Batshuayi is going to leave to Newcastle because he's just not good enough for Chelsea. You got Giroud and Tammy Abraham ahead of him, and obviously Timo Werner. Obviously Tammy Abraham is probably a bit overrated because he's English. And now they've brought in Timo Werner, there's not really a place for 4 strikers in the club, so he's going to leave. Obviously Willian and Pedro are still here, but I will be trying to remove them. If not, I'll release them from their contract. Kepa, obviously he's a big talking point for Chelsea. He's not a good goalkeeper. The fact he got replaced by Willy Caballero halfway through the season kind of puts it into perspective. So a man I link with in real life is the Real goalkeeper Mike Minen. He's had a lot of experience playing now for about 5 years. It's probably time he moves on from Real. I don't know if they're going to want to sell him after selling the centre back as well and the star striker, but you never know. Teams like to make money, especially in France, just bring through the next crop of talent. He's going to cost quite a lot though, the replacement for Kepa, but luckily Chelsea have millions this year, so it's not really a big problem. Not going to ask for the biggest wages ever, which is a nice thing. I'm sure you'll get a new contract if he plays well. Obviously Kepa will be sold or released if I can't sell him because he's just terrible. Thiago Silva, as I'm recording this, has just signed for Chelsea on a 1-year deal. Obviously I can't sign him for free, so I'm going to sign him for just the money, the fee he'd probably cost, because we got the money. We're not going to bring in that many signings as Werner and Havertz and all the other players I've brought in. I have started Havertz at the club because he's basically a Chelsea player at this point. according to all the summary links and all the in the know people. Plus, this video is what will Werner and the other signings do at Chelsea, so it makes sense just to put him in the team. As you can see, there's the team there: Pulisic, Havertz, and Ziyech as the front three, or the midfield three. It's very strong. It's looking to be a very strong team now. Obviously, Jorginho's lost his place in the team in real life, I believe. He's probably going to leave if I get an offer. He might stay around until January, he might stay around for the whole season. But I like Bakayoko. I do believe he deserves another chance in the Premier League. He's done well at AC Milan and Monaco in his last 2 loan spells. He's coming of age now. He's good backup for Kante, and then obviously you got Loftus-Cheek as backup for Kovacic. Kovacic is a very good player, mind. One of Chelsea's best players, along with Kante. As you can see here, Lucas Digne. I know I signed him before, but he's playing at Everton, who are struggling. Probably aren't going to get European football again next season. Obviously, Chelsea signed Ben Chilwell in real life. I don't like the signing of Ben Chilwell, so this is what I would do. I would go for Lucas Digne. He's older, but he's a better player overall. He's better defensively, better attacking wise. 5 ratings higher, I believe, in overall. And he's coming from a team that aren't really challenging for Europe at the minute, which means he's probably easier to get out of Everton than it is to get Chilwell out of Leicester. He's gonna demand quite a big fee to even let Everton believe that they're getting a good deal. But once you get past the negotiation stage of the deal, it's gonna be quite easy to sign him. He's a quality left back, probably the most underrated left back in the league. I don't know if you'd say world, but I believe he maybe is one of the most underrated left backs in the world. If you didn't go for him, Chelsea could go for Reguilon of Real Madrid, as they're looking to try and sell him, as they have 3 left backs. You can see here, accepted a bid for Christensen, so you've seen all the players that have left, and it was dead on day. I couldn't sell Kepa, so I just released him. I'm sure most Chelsea fans would be happy with that, to be honest. Midway stage of the season, my prediction's kind of right. We're sitting in 6th with 46 points, only lost 3 games, but the 4 draws have cost us. We're in the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, which is always nice to see. In the Champions League, got through our group. We've drawn Paris Saint-Germain, so that's not fantastic. Won every game in the group though, so it's not the worst season so far. If we can push on now in the second half of the Premier League season, then it could be a good season. I don't think we'll challenge for the title, but challenging for top 4 and improving on last season where Chelsea came 4th is possibly good enough, maybe with a cup win. You can see our team here, some players developing. Bakayoko's played a lot of games, to be fair. All our midfielders kind of rotate in and out. Unfortunately, Azpilicueta's time is probably coming to an end at the club. He's decreasing his stats now, but I like to keep him around for experience and leadership. You can see the rest of our players. Kai Havertz having a great season, 18 goals, 9 assists. Ziyech, 8 goals, 6 assists. So, and then you see here, Pulisic, 18 goals. I believe he's got 13 goals in 14 Premier League games, which is ridiculous. You can see why Chelsea bought him, fantastic player. You can see I accepted a bid for Jorginho. He hardly played, and he asked to leave. Decent money, went to Barcelona. And the second half of the season, we improved on last season. We came 3rd with 88 points. Not that far off Liverpool, but quite a way off Man City. They kind of went ridiculously well. We lost to United on penalties in the semi-final of the FA Cup, which is unfortunate. In the Carabao Cup, we were knocked out by Arsenal somehow. Lost 3-0 on aggregate, which is not nice to see. Did we beat PSG in the Champions League though? Yes, we lost to Man City 5-4 on the semi-finals, which is unfortunate, but I believe the board can't be that unhappy, as Man City did run away with the Premier League. Hopefully next year we can build on the stats, build on the statistics, build on the players, and just keep improving the squad. You can see here, Mainen had a very good season, over a 7 rating in the Premier League. Willy Caballero will leave the club, he's retiring, so you have to bring in a new backup goalkeeper, but that's not the hardest thing to do, bring in any relegated goalkeeper. Thiago Silva's decreasing, but had a very good season, so it's a bit of a shame. Digne played nearly 60 games, so he had a very good season. Rudiger played a lot of games, a lot of clean sheets, as you can see.
on this. Tamori might have to go out on loan next season if he's not getting the game time, which is a shame. Always such a free at the back. Bakayoko played a lot of games, had a very good season. Kante played the most games I think I've ever seen, 64. The man's just a beast in terms of football. Players out on loan done well, they developed. Mason Mount didn't get that much game time, which is probably the biggest worry for any Chelsea fan at the minute. Squad rotation is going to have to be key to develop Mason Mount. Ross Barkley is probably going to leave, didn't play much. Pulisic, ridiculous numbers, 19 goals in the Premier League from a winger, ridiculous. Tammy Abraham is another problem. Bringing in Timo Werner is just going to stop his development. Anyway, here's the short list of who I'd bring in to improve even more. But thank you for watching. It's been Jamie. Please like, subscribe if you're new, much appreciated. And I'll see you again for another video soon. Goodbye.